Perdón.
You see these high-end chefs here. They come from major restaurants. They're the head chefs. They all picked a piece of meat, either ribeye, strip loin, or short rib, and they're cooking it the way they want it. So I'm pretty excited.
So the whole goal is for them to take a piece of meat, cut their own piece of meat, take it and prepare a dish right here for everybody.
Where does the best beef in the world come from? Let's find out. My name is Rafael Hernandez. I'm a beef specialist. My mission is to travel all over the world and recognize those that are making a difference in the industry. My focus is on two things: animal healthcare and a better way of eating. From the ranches to the packing plants to the restaurants, I'll be working with the best people and seeing how they contribute to that melt-in-your-mouth, perfectly marbled slice of beef. Join me in my international journey to bring people the best beef in the world. Life is beautiful. Taste it. Monterrey, Mexico. The people of Monterrey are sleek and sophisticated. They only want the best. So this is where I step in. Taking a look at the beautiful mountains and countryside, you would think you're in a time before humans. But just a few miles away from Cerro de la Silla lies a bustling city of more than 4 million people. And you know me, where there are people, there are appetites. How do we take the news out? Right. I'm here to satisfy those appetites. How do I do that? Exposure. This year, Monterrey is hosting one of the largest conventions in the meat industry, the Expo Carnes y Lacteos. The Monterey Expo is one of those things that happens every 2 years. So anybody in the meat industry is pretty much here. Look, Monterey was not one of those places we were going to be left out. So we're going to spend some money on marketing, on showcasing. We're here for the next 3 days, and I think that we're going to do an amazing thing. So pretty excited. With nearly 100,000 attendees and 400 companies, Mr. Meatmaster needs to make a splash.
We're noticing now is there is a ton of people here. This show has not been operating because of the pandemic, but now we're here, we're at the show, and there's people everywhere.
These companies are the biggest in the biz. The competition is fierce, but bigger does not necessarily mean better. My brand is quality, elegance, white glove service. Everything we do here should reflect that.
Prime New York strip.
It would be tough to thread that needle, to stand out without the trucks and mascots and 3D holograms that the mega corporations have here. But thankfully, I have a world-class team behind me.
You know, there's a lot to compete with. There's a lot that we have to do to stand out. And that includes bringing the highest quality of meat. That includes having all of our brochures, information here, having staff here. It all just has to look 100% perfect. So the first step was to get here, check in at the information desk, get our badges. We had to set up everything here so that it didn't look like we had just gotten here 2 hours ago with all the booklets and bags everywhere. Okay, so I think one of the hardest parts would be the fact that we don't live in Mexico and we needed to have everything set up, and we needed the meat, we needed the dividers for the fridge. I wish I would have known how everything was gonna look beforehand rather than getting here 2 hours. 2 hours ago. That was the hardest part for me.
It's too quiet, there's nothing in there. So we just got a little color to the, so it looks good for you guys, for the cameras.
So when it comes to the meat that goes into the fridge, the showcase fridge, you kind of want to set it up to where it looks appetizing. So we were looking at it and it just had meat. Of course, Black Angus beef is beautiful, it's marbleized, but it just wasn't doing it for me. So I figured, okay, let's go get some greenery, let's go get tomatoes, let's go get onions, all of that stuff. And finally I set it up and it looked perfect. It ended up looking really good.
Is this Mr. Vegetable Master or Mr. Meat Master? What is this?
We expected there to be maybe some things that we didn't really account for. We didn't expect it to be the TVs going, not working, not being able to be plugged in, the USBs not working as well, none of the footage being able to go on the TVs.
And all of the other booths, they have TVs, big TVs showing all the work that they do throughout the years, all of their marketing, and we didn't want to be the only ones to not have anything on our TV, so that looked terrible. But I'm glad that we got it all settled. It's New York strip.
My crew is getting the job done. Despite a few technical difficulties, everything is in place. Our reps are ready to engage the crowd. Steak samples are cooking. I gotta say, it came out exactly how I wanted it.
It's kind of overwhelming because we want to spend as much time as we can with the customer, but then you're seeing through the customer and there's 2 more customers behind waiting for their turn. All in good time, it's all good. It's better to be loved than not loved. So here we are.
So throughout this whole thing, we try to keep Rafael on his schedule. Every time I turned the corner, he was talking to somebody new. And it was like, I was trying to find him the whole time. I don't even know where he is right now. Oh, actually, he's right there.
Oh, is it everything going here? Is on?
The thing about a burger is once you get that clear liquid, it's cooked. You can cook it without drying it out. See, it's well done.
You need another one with this butter.
Still juicy.
Okay.
Yep. Look at that. Still juicy. Just as important to cook it correctly is to let it rest. So what you're doing is you shock that protein, you shock that muscle by introducing all that high heat into it. So now what you're trying to do is you're trying to let it relax. So you want to let it sit. You want that muscle to rest and reabsorb all those juices back into it.
Yeah, we'll.
Straight butter, baby. Look at that. Look at the juices fall out of it.
Networking is what it's all about. Thankfully, that's my favorite part. Whether it's reconnecting with old clients, courting new clients, or rubbing elbows with the industry titans, networking is where I excel. I won a ton of new clients and even laid out groundwork for my new deal with Mafrox from Peru. One of our distributors we've been speaking to about 1 year in Peru has finally showed up, and we just closed our first deal. So we'll be in Peru with Mafrox, giving them marketing, welcoming Creekstone Farms to that country as well. So if we're going to gain something from this convention is that we have right now closed our deal with Peru. That was a great time. Great job today. And I want to thank the whole team. Guys, amazing. You guys did great. If you thought I was in Monterey only for a convention, you don't know me. I want delicious food and unique experiences. Let's just say that the team at SMP, Sociedad Anónima de Parrilleros, has a little surprise in store for me. It's really cool because what's happening is, we didn't plan this. We were actually invited here because all these 30 restaurants and 30 chefs are brought in, decided they wanted to get together and have one brand to represent them. So they got together. They know what we're doing in Mexico. They know what we're doing in Central South America and all over the world. So I guess our work is really paying off. And they said, we want to bring in Creekstone. And then we have one opportunity to show it to them. And hopefully we stick and we make a good marriage here. So all these 30 chefs are going to get to showcase the meat, eat it, taste it, talk about it. No joke, the top chefs in Monterey will be competing to cook the most delicious meal they can. They have been given pre-selected ingredients with everything from fresh produce to exotic herbs and spices, but the star of the show is always Creekstone Farms Premium Black Angus Beef. Everybody has their own style, their own way of cooking, their own things they use, so everybody's telling me I love this, I love that. So we're going to let them do their own study. We brought the protein, and they're going to do their own study. So we want to see if they fall in love with the protein they're using with whatever they want to use. We have Fernando here, which Fernando is actually from our Mexico City office. And then we have actually Alfonso, Director of International for Creekstone. He's going to help us. So right now, these guys are getting the meat ready because, look, we don't want to have the chefs, each one of them 30 cutting pieces of meat and going through it. Plus, we want to look at our protein, see how it looks, take it out of the bag, inspect it, check it out. And these guys are going to portion it for them to make sure that they're ready for the cooking section.
These are the meat life building blocks. You know Lincoln Logs? This is the meat guys Lincoln Logs right here. So we stack them up and build up whatever we want.
After a brief introduction and speech from me, the chefs are off to the races.
We've done nothing like this ever before, so now we just explain the program. We have the loins out on the table. We are letting the chefs go out and cut a piece of meat off of that loin, and they're going to come out here and grill it. The whole goal is for them to take a piece of meat, cut their own piece of meat, and prepare a dish right here for everybody.
You see these high-end chefs here. They come from major restaurants. They're the head chefs. They all pick the piece of meat, either ribeye, strip loin, or short rib. And some of them are even doing some raw stuff, some tartare stuff. So I can't wait to try those out. And I'm going to get to try pretty much every dish that everybody prepares. So the diet will start next week again. We'll figure that out. And right now, let's have some fun with these guys. It's truly inspiring to see these geniuses at work.
I have like a thing, I think the meat is like scotch. A good scotch, what do you put? Like nothing. Good meat, just salt and pepper, that's it. I want to keep it simple because I want to taste like all the good things about the meat.
What I did is I took the ribeye roll and the short rib cut. I seasoned it with herbs and salt and peppers and all cayennes and all that stuff. And then I sear it in a very high temperature. And now I'm putting like in a very low temperature. It's going to be like 20 to 25 minutes. And then I will leave it like 1 hour there. And then the ribeye, I will take it out in about 10 to 15 minutes to have it like a medium rare. And I will use it like a sashimi ribeye.
We lined up the grills. It looks like they're doing a lot of stuff with the green egg, but there's different temperatures, different styles. There's other guys doing medium. There's other guys doing medium rare. So we're gonna go check it out, see what these chefs are preparing, each one of them, and all have a different idea of how the meat should taste.
Okay guys, this is so good. And it's serrano roasted with garlic, with some ginger and some fennel and some mayonnaise and very good.
Mamalones, poco mamalón.
Judo. Sí, claro, mi querido.
A ver, güey. Por en medio.
The fat inside really melts so easily in the mouth. So good. Really good. And the tender is so awesome. So I want another one.
Every bite I had was better than the last bite. There wasn't a weak link in the house. And we decided we're gonna do more stuff like this, so it's gonna be pretty cool. Wine and beef, come on. It always goes together. Cheers.
Everybody got to take the product, taste it, do their magic with it. And, I got to thinking about it. I was like, it would take us months, if not years, to get FaceTime with all of these high-end quality chefs. And tonight we accomplished all of that in one night. And to top it off, like every single bite we took was better and better and better and better. And you're like, how can this be? But then you think about it, we got some of the highest talent here in this room from Monterrey, Mexico. That's how it got better, 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 and better. Perfect night. I don't know how else we can top it, but we're gonna try.
Bottom line, Creekstone represented and people noticed. And where will all these amazing chefs get their Creekstone from? Me, of course. What a success. We end the day with a full belly. Overall, everything on this trip was a win.
Fortunately or unfortunately for us is how are we gonna get all these orders to these guys when they want them? And they want them like tomorrow. Rafael!
I couldn't be happier. Time to go back to Miami and celebrate. With more beef, of course.